Alrighty guys, my name is Brock Page and I've been a full-time sports handicapper since 2016. And not only do I give out free picks here every day on YouTube, I also sell my personal sports bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. And guys, we're coming off yet another winning day on that website. As a matter of fact, guys, we're currently 5-0 in our last 5 Major League Baseball tier package bets on that site. Now, the MLB tier package, it's a membership that I offer on that webpage, and the link for today's Major League Baseball tier package bet is in the description section below. Now, if you sign up here today for that package, not only are you going to get access to the MLB tier package bet itself, you're also going to get access to all the cheaper memberships that I offer on that site absolutely free. And even better, guys, if you sign up here today, you're actually going to get access to that membership every single day, all the way through the end of August. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. Now, guys, I currently have over 565 members who are signed up and active on that web page right now. Now, actually, I also have packages starting at just $1.99 as well. Now, you guys may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. And what I do on patreon.com/BrockPage is I actually share with you which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Marlins taking on the Phillies, 1:05 p.m. East. Philadelphia's -170, totals 8 runs. Kyle Gibson for the Titans, Edward Cabrera for Miami. Now, Cabrera's got some really good numbers, but it's kind of a brief resume. The righty's got just 20-plus innings of work under his belt this year. Meanwhile, as a team, the Marlins have really struggled to get the W here recently. They lost 9 out of their last 11, and they actually got shut out 3 times during that span. And to be honest with you, that really shouldn't come as much of a surprise. Miami's got one of the worst hitting lineups in the National League. They're actually in the bottom 5 in OPS, and they're averaging only 3.8 runs per contest. Now, they're also taking on Kyle Gibson here today, who's been solid for the Phils. He's 7-4 with a 1.17 whip. Now, the Red Hot Phillies have also won their last 7 straight, and they're 12-1 straight up in their last 13. Kyle Schwarber has a National League best 34 home runs. He's also in the top 20 in the entire league in runs batted in. Meanwhile, Alec Boehm's also the club leader in batting average. He's hitting nearly 300 at the plate. Now, no real surprise here, guys. This Phillies lineup is in the top 5 in baseball in home runs per contest. Now, when it comes to the total, Philadelphia is 4-2 to the under in their last 6 home games. They're also 60% Philadelphia is 4-2 to the over in their last 6 home games. They're also 60% to the over in all of their divisional contests. Meanwhile, the Marlins on the other side, they've actually allowed nearly 5.5 runs a game in their last 10 meetings with Philadelphia. I'm going to lean toward the Phillies -170 in the over 8. Next matchup, Guardians-Tigers, 1:10 p.m. East. Cleveland's the $1.55 favorite on the road, totals 8.5. Zach Plesac for Cleveland, Garrett Hill for Detroit. Now, Hill's got just 31-plus innings of work under his belt this year, and they really haven't been great. He's got an ERA in the 5s along with a 1.39 whip. Meanwhile, as a team, the Tigers have played some really bad baseball here lately. They lost 8 out of their last 10, and they average only 1.7 runs a game in those losses. And I'll tell you what, that's really not all too shocking. These Detroit hitters are dead last in scoring, dead last in OPS. Now, they also have to face a Cleveland squad who won their last 4 straight, and they also do a terrific job making contact with the baseball. These guys are currently in the top 10 in the league in team batting average, and they strike out fewer times a game than any other team in baseball. Andres Jimenez is hitting a team best 304 at the dish. Meanwhile, Jose Ramirez, he's the club leader in homers and runs batted in. Now, when it comes to the total, the Guardians went 60% to the over in their last 10 outings. Meanwhile, 2 out of Detroit's last 3 Garrett Hill starts got over the total. I'm going to lean toward Cleveland -1.5 and the over 8.5. Next matchup, it is going to be White Sox taking on the Royals, 2:10 p.m. East. Chicago's -175, totals 8 runs. Dylan Cease for Chicago, Zach Greinke for Kansas City. Now, Granks is having a real bad season here. He's got a 3-7 record and an ERA in the 4s. Now, these Royals hitters, they've also struggled a bit this year at the plate. They're in the bottom 10 in runs per contest, and they're hitting fewer home runs a game than most clubs in the American League. Now, they're taking on a White Sox team who actually plays their best baseball on the road. These guys are currently in the top 5 in the majors in road hits. And of course, they're led by Tim Anderson, who's hitting .301 at the dish. Of course, when it comes to the pitching in this one, the White Sox are in the top 3 in the majors in fewest runs allowed per game on the road. And of course, starting pitcher Dylan Cease, he's 12-4 on the year with a dominating 1.98 ERA. Now, in addition to that, the righties also got a staggering 166 strikeouts. Definitely a great year here for Cease. Now, total-wise, the White Sox saw 5 out of their last 7 road games fall under the number. They also held Kansas City to just 3.1 runs a game in their last 10 head-to-head meetings. Meanwhile, the Royals on the other side, they are 18-10 to the under in their divisional home games. I'm going to lean toward the White Sox -175 and the under 8. Next ball game, Rangers Astros, 2:10 p.m. East. Now, Houston's the $3 favorite at home, totals 8 runs. Framber Valdez for Houston, Cole Reagans for the Rangers. Now, Reagans got just 5 innings of work under his belt this year. Of course, he walked 4 batters already, along with just 3 strikeouts. Now, the Rangers as a team, they also dropped 6 out of their last 9. They're having a tough time within divisional competition. They're just 22-30 straight up against the AL West this year. They're also facing Framber Valdez on the bump here today for Houston, who's 10-4 in the season with an ERA in the 2s. Now, Valdez also has 120 strikeouts along with a 1.15 whip. And when it comes to hitting the baseball, the Stros have done a nice job hitting for power. These guys are currently in the top 5 in homers. And they're led by Yordan Alvarez, who's second in the bigs right now in OPS. The Sluggers got a 1.033 OPS at the dish, along with 31 home runs. Now, when it comes to the number in this one, the Stros have held Texas to just 3.2 runs a game in their last 10 head-to-head meetings. Houston's also 7-3 to the under in their last 10 ball games more recently. And speaking of these teams' last 10 meetings with each other, 7 out of those ball games fell under the line as well. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward Houston -1.5 and the under 8. Next matchup, it is going to be Cardinals taking on the Rockies, and that's going to be a 3:10 Eastern first pitch in the Mile High City. Both teams are -110 in this one, pretty much a coin flip. Totals 12 runs. Dakota Hudson for St. Louis, German Marquez for Colorado. Now, Marquez really hasn't been stellar this year. I know a handful of these videos here this season, I've kind of downplayed his abilities. But I'll tell you what, the Rockies do score an awful lot of runs in their own stadium. These guys actually lead the league right now in runs per contest at home. And they're led by Jose Iglesias, who's hitting .318 at the plate. Meanwhile, teammate C.J. Cron, he has a team-best 23 home runs. And 80 RBI, he's actually 7th in the majors in that RBI category. Now, the Rockies are taking on a Cardinals team here today who actually struggles getting the W on the road. These guys have a losing record this year as the away team, and they're in the bottom 10 in road hits allowed. Now, when it comes to striking batters out, this Cardinal pitching staff is nearly dead last in strikeouts per game away from their home field. And starting pitcher Dakota Hudson, he actually comes into today's ball game here today with an ERA in the 4s along with a 1.39 whip. Now, when it comes to scoring, St. Louis is 32-23 to the over as the official road team. Meanwhile, the Rockies went 70% to the over in their last 10. I'm going to lean toward Colorado minus $1.10 in the over 12. Next matchup, it is going to be Pirates Diamondbacks, 3:40 p.m. East. Arizona's the $1.90 favorite in the desert. Totals 8 runs. Merrill Kelly for Arizona. JT Brubaker for Pittsburgh. Now, Brubaker's got just 2 wins this year over 108 innings. He's 2-10 on the season with a whip of 1.52. When it comes to offensive production, the Buccos are averaging only 3.7 runs a game, and they're second to last in team batting average. Now, they're taking on Merrill Kelly on the other side of things, who's been very good for the D-backs. Kells is 10-5 with an ERA in the 2s. Meanwhile, as a team, Arizona got the W in 5 out of their last 8, and they're doing a real nice job of run production at Chase Field. Christian Walker has a club-leading 26 home runs. He's actually 8th in the big leagues in that category. Meanwhile, Ketel Marte is leading the franchise in batting average. Now, when it comes to the total, the D-backs went 7-3 to the over in their last 10. Meanwhile, the Pirates went 80% to the over in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward Arizona minus 190 in the over 8. Next contest, little AL East action. I'm talking about the Orioles squaring off against the Red Sox. 7:10 Eastern first pitch at Fenway. Boston's minus $1.25. Totals 9.5. Josh Winkowski for Boston. Dean Kramer for Baltimore. Now, Kramer's having a real solid season here for the O's. He's 4-3 with an ERA in the 3s. Now, Baltimore's also gotten the W in 7 out of their last 8 ball games as a team. And they average just about 6 runs a game in those victories, doing a pretty good job at the plate. Anthony Santander, he's the club leader in homers and runs batted in. Now, he's facing Josh Winkowski on the other side here today, who's got an ERA in the high 4s along with a 1.50 whip. Now, the Bo Sox also have a losing record at Fenway this season, and they're striking out an awful lot per game in front of their home fans. And when it comes to the number, 3 out of Winkowski's last 5 starts did get over the posted total. Meanwhile, Baltimore's 14-7 to the over in their divisional road games. I'm going to lean toward the O's plus 105 and the over 9.5. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. It is going to be Cubs taking on the Reds, and that game is particularly important because it's at the Field of Dreams in Iowa. That's a 7:15 Eastern first pitch in the cornfields. Cincinnati's the $1.20 favorite. Totals 9 runs. Nick Lodolo for Cincinnati. Drew Smyly for Chicago. Now, Smiley's actually got his ERA down into the 3s. The Cubbies also got the dub in 4 out of their last 6. And they've had little issue scoring runs against Cincinnati this season. Out of these teams' last 10 head-to-head meetings, the Cubs are averaging over 6 runs a game. The Patrick Wisdom, he's the team leader in homers and runs batted in. Meanwhile, Nico Horner, he has the highest qualifying batting average on the team. Now, they're squaring off against Nick Lodolo here today for Cincinnati. And Nicky's got himself a 4.40 ERA and a 1.58 whip. Meanwhile, as a team, the Reds have also had their issues at the plate this season. They're in the bottom 5 in strikeouts per 9. And they also have one of the lower team OPS numbers in the National League. Now, when it comes to the scoring, Cincinnati's 22-17 to the over against the NL Central. They also saw 4 out of their last 5 Nick Lodolo starts get over the total. And apparently, from what I heard from last year, hitters can actually really see the ball well with the cornfield in the background, just how dark it is, just the entire backdrop of that Field of Dreams in Iowa. You can just, the ball really sticks out. You can really see it well. So it's definitely a hitter's park. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the Cubbies plus $1 and the over 9 runs. But that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where I'm currently 5-0 in my last 5 Major League Baseball tier package bets. I like the Phillies minus 170 over 8. Give me Cleveland minus 1.5 over 8 and a hook. Give me the White Sox minus 175 under 8 runs. I like the Astros minus 1.5 under 8. Give me Colorado minus $1.10 over 12. Arizona minus 190 over 8 runs. Baltimore plus 105 over 9 and a hook. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that if you want to see which one of these free picks on this video that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. I'm going to lean toward the Cubs plus $1 and the over 9 runs. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my website. Just another reminder here, guys. If you do sign up for a membership, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. I do always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. But guys, most importantly, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Obviously, a little bit different backdrop here today. We're not completely centered, so you actually see the back walls. We're in the living room here today. Normally I record in the man cave downstairs, but we had a big sleepover last night. We had the nieces. We had my mom sleeping over. Got to take her to the airport in about an hour or so. So we had a full house last night. And so I am recording in the living room here today, but we should be back in the man cave tomorrow. I'm sure you guys probably didn't even notice. But anyway, once again, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.